Alrighty, folks, this is something I like to do each week, do a little quick touch-in or check-in with the folks in Fresno. I have an office building there called The Hub. It's filled with amazing contributors, go-givers, and I just like to see what's going on and see if they can help me or perhaps they can help you. Always start with how people showed up. And Ty, you were first today. How you doing, man?
Good, man. It's Monday. Excited for the spring season, and rates. We wanted higher for longer, above 7, but it's looks like we're going to be below 7. So
Yeah.
I'm again. How do I take advantage of it? Let's move
Yeah.
some inventory.
Yeah, I don't know if you've already seen it, but with rates below 6.9 now, at least they were on Friday. I'm guessing marginal demand is coming back. We may go back to bidding wars, 5, 10. Again, this is entry level stuff, first time home buyer stuff. The existing home sales were wild last week, but also disappointing. I don't know if you guys saw it. The National Association of Realtors reported 4.38 million, which was a blowout number. But under the number, something that was disappointing was first time home buyers were only 26% of transactions where they're normally 40. So
Yeah,
that's just a sign that the housing market's broken, right?
yeah. I mean, it's you've been saying it, but it's bifurcated, right? It's
Yeah.
people that have money and assets are doing well, and people that are working class are struggling, and unfortunately, the gap just got a little wider. So.
Yeah, I think so. I really wished rates would stay above 7 all year. Just would have slowed it down enough. Now that we're below 7 and maybe even going lower, it just may fan the flames right into spring selling season. It's just it's crazy. It's crazy. Patrick, let's go to you. You're up next. We haven't
Sure.
spoken in a little bit. We had this NAR settlement. I know it's in your wheelhouse. What are you hearing? What are you feeling? What kind of questions does a great real estate agent have given that ruling last week?
Sure. I mean, every agent you're going to talk to, every broker you're going to talk to is going to have a different opinion on it. The way that I guess my neck of the woods, we're handling it is it happened. It's unfortunate, but it happened. I actually recorded a video myself on my own YouTube channel, which is not nearly as big as yours, but it's just for my clients. I just kind of explained to them that the only people who actually win out of this are the attorneys and maybe a couple of the plaintiffs, right? This is going to end up hurting, I feel like, both sellers and buyers when we're talking about clients and customers in that regard. Because the market has a funny way of balancing itself out. If you're going to force all, these buyers to purchase or pay for their buyer's agents' commissions, you're asking a group of people that are already having a tough time affording homes, and now you're going to tack on another 2.5, 3%. Sellers are not going to get the same value that they used to get in a normal standard market setup. So that's my take on it, but we're trying to find the silver lining in all of this. And so a lot of those agents with those licenses that, maybe daddy brings home the paycheck and they just, wanted to get a license, it'll start to, I think, weed out the ones that aren't really in real estate for the real reasons and who can't actually show and prove their value to their clients. So that's kind of how we're looking at it, and we'll see how it shakes out.
Well, do me a favor. You mentioned your YouTube channel. What is that YouTube channel if somebody wanted to check it out?
Sure. Yeah, it's you could just search in the YouTube section Patrick Kim. So with one K, IPATRICKIM, and then just type in real estate afterwards. And yeah, it's I call it my buy smart, live smart, sell smart segment. I also touch on solar because I got tired of solar people taking advantage of my clients. So I help people in that regard as well. So just
Nice.
educating people, educating, that's all.
Ah, very cool, Patrick. I did not know you had a channel, so thank you for that. When I look at the NAR settlement and I step back, you're absolutely right. The attorneys win, right? They're going to get 40% or whatever it is. I think sellers on net win. I think they're going to be paying I think commission structures will collapse a little bit. They'll come down in. So sellers will win. I think the big loser in all of this is not only buyers, but I think it's even more important. It's first time home buyers, VA home buyers. It's like, wow, this is going to get hard.
And on that note,
Uh,
really quick, I don't mean to interrupt. but VA buyers are not allowed to pay those commissions. And so what the judge kind of, they prematurely made a ruling on this, but you're essentially discriminating against a very specific group. And so that goes again, it's illegal essentially. And so that's something they haven't, worked through. And so we'll see what happens. But essentially the middle to lower income individuals who cannot afford homes, you're essentially discriminating against them based on this ruling.
Yeah. And then the last thing to kind of fight all out, investors might actually win, which is not something I would hope for, right? I'm all about, home ownership and getting on the property ladder. But investors who have track records, who have buy boxes, who have capital, who know what they're looking for, there's going to be buyer's agents that now solely work with investors. Why do I say that? I mean, if you're a buyer's agent, do you really want to go get all of the mom and pop home buyers sign those purchase or listing, whatever they're called, buyer's agreements? Or do you want to just work with 10 investors and just hunt for them all day long? I mean, think about it. I think it's an easy thing. I think there's going to be a lot of buyer agents that go, you know what? I'm going to go build a Rolodex of 10 investors. I'm going to do what they need every day. They're going to put me on retainer, right? They're going to put me on retainer for a set of activities. So investors win, first time home buyers lose. Kind of sucks. What do you think, Patrick?
No, I definitely agree. I agree. And again, only time will tell how it all shakes out. But yeah, so it's one of those things where only
Cool.
time will tell. Yeah.
All right. All right. Well, we got the one and only Carlos, who is at his toy store, aka Home Depot, I'm thinking.
Yeah, I'm here picking up some flooring and materials needed for Xavier and Cutler. It's
All
a
right.
small town in Central Valley, real small town.
Yeah.
Like house and you're done.
Wow. 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 Very, very cool. Well, Carlos, do me a favor. Where can people reach out to you if they wanted to get a bid, they wanted to get some service done? You're helping folks like Olivia and I all the time, but you can help some others as well. What's the phone number?
Most definitely, you can give us a call at 559-681-8431. 559-681-8431.
Folks, just in case you couldn't quite hear that, it is 559-681-8431. Carlos is somebody who's part of the hub, works on Olivia and I's portfolio in Fresno all the time, but he has a little bit of extra bandwidth, so I'm sure he can service you as well. Let's go back around. We'll go back to you again, Carlos. Anything going on in your world? Any flips going or anything like that? What are you seeing out there in the market?
Well, what I do have is a property that we purchased 2 years ago. Martha and I were buying multiple properties, and we ran out of cash. And so this year, after negotiating with the private lender, we were able to come to an agreement. And I'm strapping my boots and using a lot of the cash that I mustered, and we're finishing up the house. We did drywall. We are doing all the painting, all the other stuff that we weren't able to finish with. And I hang in there. It's been a rough ride, but it's a project that I was excited about, but things just didn't turn out the way we wanted to. But I hanged on to it, and officially it's probably going to be our first rental.
Yeah, there you go. Hey, sometimes you got to make lemonade out of lemons. Inexperienced, lessons learned. It's not always easy. All these YouTubers and whatnot pretend like it's this crazy easy thing. It's not. You're taking risks all the time. So love to see you pull through that one. That's really cool.
Yeah, and so we're at 85% almost done. So I'm hoping to, I'm listening to you guys about the interest rate. The investor in me is excited. Maybe we could go back to that craziness, but then the logical part of, hey, you know what? Let's just hope for the best, because I know it isn't easy for everybody out there. I know that I say that working class is having a hard time, and I am blessed to be able to make my own time, make my own way. But it isn't easy. It's not for everybody, and so at the end of the road, I'm glad that I'm here. I'm learning. I've learned, and I'm hoping that maybe this year, anybody who wants a JV, I can bring some funds and the experience and the knowledge to help them with their flips or their investment properties.
Very cool. Very cool. Well, Patrick, we'll go to you next. What are you seeing out there, first time home buyers? Isn't there like this California help everybody or something? Isn't that restarted?
Yeah, yeah. I think I'm
California
trying to.
Dream. California
Right,
Dream, I
yeah.
think it's
I'm
called.
trying to
Yeah.
scrap up all the details, but in addition to the California Dream, I believe the White House is getting amped up to, I think the State of the Union, he addressed it,
Yeah.
that they are going to be offering $5,000 for the next 2 years to anyone who is purchasing their first home. So that's a $10,000 tax credit. So definitely take that into consideration. Something that they're also going to propose, it needs to pass, obviously, but they're going to propose that sellers as well, if they sell their starter home, and the definition of a starter home, according to the White House, is anything underneath the median price of a given county. And so that's another $10,000 tax credit if sellers do sell. So, like you were kind of mentioning right before we started this call, interest rates are looking that they're, like they're going to get lower and lower. We'll see. I think the Fed said they wanted to drop 3 times, or at least 3
Yep.
rate drops. So we'll see what happens. But I would highly encourage you guys to look into it, because you can always refinance your interest rate. You can never refinance the amount of a loan that you have. So get in before the bidding war. So that's my piece.
There you go. Thanks, Patrick. You're amazing. All righty, Ty, starting with us. We're bringing the cleanup guide to close as well. What do you see out there? You've been doing this a long time.
A
Lots
lot of
lots of stuff.
misinformation about the NAR settlement, realtors. I did one video. I purposely did not create a lot of content around it, just for the sake of trying to get clicks or views or try to get view count or whatnot. I purposely avoided it because I wanted to just set back and kind of see what the noise is. And it was incredibly noisy last week. I can say a lot of misinformation. A lot of misinformation. I kept hearing this word transparency, but in fact, it's quite the opposite, because commissions are not going to be published on MLS. I think that's a detriment. I think if a seller wants to offer out a commission, that it should be published and should be marketed to make the property more attractive to, I think that's what's driven this market. So, we've been in a broken housing market. As you're the first person I've ever heard say that, Michael, broken housing market. I believe that's your term. Maybe other people have picked up on it, but the housing market just got weirder. And
weirder. I like it.
Weirder, more broken, broken-er. So I don't know. All I know is that, hey, rates came down. Let's move some inventory this week. One thing's for sure. I want to stay close to you. Folks, if you're watching this channel, subscribe, follow, like, comment, share. One thing's for sure is that at least I feel like being associated and a part of your community, you keep me grounded. And so, I'm not going to get way out over my skis about anything, or overexcited or overly depressed. I just know what I got to do this week. And this week rates came down.
Yep.
Let's move some inventory. The market's getting weird. I'm going to keep working.
I like it, folks. At the end of the day, all you can you can just control your mindset. I call it do the work, daily discipline. Set your buy box, look at it every day. You can only deal with the market we have, not the market you want or the one that we had in the past. Just do the work. Find teams like these amazing individuals, Carlos, Patrick, and Ty. Get in good circles. Get in with positive people. Just keep moving forward. All right, guys. Thanks for a great week. We'll talk next week. Later.